Let's do some housekeeping first, right? I'm Drew. Go by he, him. Transracial Korean. We got the AC on this time. So if you guys hear that hum in the background, I'm sorry. But last time it was just too hot.
Yeah.
We were sweating balls. I mean, I was sweating like a Norwegian stripper in here, bro.
We tried to keep the audio quality as clear as possible for everybody, but some liberties must be sacrificed this time around.
Yeah, it's that time of year right now, man. It is getting a little bit hot. I can't complain though. New York does have good summer weather overall. If nobody has ever been to New York during the summertime, it's a must, I would say.
Comfortable, very comfortable.
Cozy. I would say that our fall time is probably the highlight, in my opinion.
Hoodie weather, hoodie season.
Know what I mean?
Sweater, yeah.
Cardigans. I'm a connoisseur of the turtlenecks. I'm a turtleneck man.
Okay.
So right now I'm in my bohemian mood, but
different class right there.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about something. We're gonna address something that happened the last time that we posted something on TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, I also want to say thank you very much. I feel like I don't say this enough on our show. Thank you. We recently got 2 million likes on TikTok. And I know that's not 2 million subscribers. I know that's not like, we have a long way to go. But we've only been doing this for less than 2 years. So we're not where we are without you. So if you like what we do, just, you know what I'm saying? You know what to do. You know what to do if you like what we do. So I just wanted to say that. But basically, for context, we had posed a question, which was, do you think that this whole gender identity thing is always a genuine thing? Is it always genuine, or is there a social component? Is there a possibility that maybe some of these kids are changing pronouns and changing genders because of a fad, pretty much, right? And TikTok damn near canceled us, gave us an account warning. YouTube did as well. And, with that being said, I kind of feel like, obviously it's my show. So from my point of view, some bullshit, right? Some bullshit. But I just, but they said that was hate speech, right? And I want to get your point of view because you were on the episode with me. Do you think that me posing the question that maybe there's a social component when it comes to gender identity being a fad, do you feel like that was hate speech?
Listen, I don't think that was hate speech at all. I would agree that there is a social component. I would say that there are people out there who feel that they don't belong to any type of clique or whatever. They don't identify with the cool kids, or they don't identify with the jocks, or whatever group they want to identify on. You have this whole new social movement going on behind gender identity and the mislabeling and all that. And so, you know what? I can jump in on this bandwagon.
Right.
Now, not downplaying that people who do genuinely think that, they were born in a male body, but they want to be female, or vice versa, or he, her, zim, zay, whatever. But there are those people out there who had no flag to wave, and then they now pick this flag up and joining it. And I think they're diluting the true cause of the movement.
Yes. And that's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm just saying. I never said I don't like it. I never said these people are bad. I never said, go bash these people, go make fun of these people. I literally never said any of those things. All I said was, I do believe that there is a social component to it. Like you said, people want to jump on something, right? They want to jump into a movement because as human beings, as tribal creatures, we do want to be a part of something bigger than us.
We want to belong.
Yes, you want to belong. So for a lot of people that maybe feel some type of way, they might look at this as something that they feel like they could get attached to, get down with. And it's funny because I said something, and us being flagged the way that we did actually proved my point. In that same video that we got flagged on, I said maybe people socially want to jump on this bandwagon because they're part of a protected class, right?
Right.
Then there were people saying, how can you say that? We're bullied, we're ostracized and all that stuff. But yet again, us getting flagged for exactly that proved my point in the first place. You proved to me and to everybody else that you are now a protected class. And, you know, I'm the type of person that believes in equality, right?
Right.
So the fact that you can come on my comment section on my show and say horrendous things, and trust me, I see it, you guys do. The fact that you can say these things and nothing happens to you, right? Does that seem equal to you? That doesn't seem equal to me.
Well, you see, as with us getting flagged for, I would say just for not agreeing with the social norm without, you know, championing every aspect of the situation, without saying, okay, well, you know, there are these people who do this and there are things that come along with it. For voicing our opinion, people disagreed and put the pressure on the platform. So, okay, let's say I'm a random person. I come along, I see the video, right? I get triggered. I hit the report button. So now the people up there, the auditors are going to say, okay, what are they talking about? They look at our video now. Ah, shit, they're talking about a hot topic. Was it hate speech? Did we speak violence? No. Did we, you know, instruct any negativity on it? We just spoke our opinion.
Right.
And because our opinion is not with what the social norm is, we're not championing it.
Right.
We must be enemies now.
Right.
And that puts pressure on the platform. So, okay, you know what? I hear you. Listen, hey guys, no good.
Yeah.
No good. You're not championing it. No good.
Yeah. You can talk about anything else you want to talk about, but this one right here. And you know, I do not think that anybody should be exempt from criticism because criticism is how people get better, right? Let's take this out of the component, right? Say you're doing a shit job, right? You're at work and you're doing a shit job. Well, how do you know you're not, in your mind, you might be thinking you're doing a good job.
Right.
But you might be doing a shit job. So what has to happen is the boss needs to come through and criticize you. And now here's the thing too. Words have meanings. Criticize in the generation now is automatically bad. Now, when I was growing up, criticism was good. Criticism meant that I'm going to get better from this. If I felt like it was some BS, I leave it alone. If I got constructive criticism, I'm going to take it and go, right?
There you go.
Criticism is what you make of it. But this is why I feel like not being able to speak openly and honestly about anybody. It doesn't have to be the gay community. It could be the white community, the black community, whatever community. You have to be able to openly and honestly criticize, because if not, then there might be some underlining things behind the scenes that might not get addressed. And then there are people who are going to take advantage of it under this umbrella of protection. And now nobody can talk about it.
Agreed.
You know?
Agreed. I totally agree. Can you say, I think you can say anything you want, it's just how you say it.
And
right?
who's saying it? Because let's be honest, a gay man could say the exact same things we say, but he won't get shut down. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I'm just going to keep it a buck.
Not yet. Well,
which is weird because I'm 10% gay. I thought I was under the umbrella. I thought I was protected, but I guess it's not enough.
Listen, man, I wouldn't be where I am in the DJ world without gay people. Right? They started my career DJing down in the city.
I'm saying, man.
I mean, I got nothing but love for them. But do I agree with every aspect of the whole movement? No. Is it allowed for me to disagree? Or maybe I just have to say, I don't think so.
Not my taste. Not my flavor.
I don't think so. No, not this one.
Does everybody that's the weird thing, man. Like, why is it that this specifically we have to all like and agree with it, but everybody else, it's all of a sudden like the visors are off and now we can go back to regular conversation. And what's weird to me also is that from a group that prides themselves on inclusivity and tolerance and equal rights, it's just bizarre to me that that's the same group that wants to be exempt from criticism. Well, it's a conundrum to me.
This come full circle because, like we were talking about earlier, is it the core group or is it the people that's on the fringe? Is it the people that were disassociated before,
right,
who had no group to belong to, no flag to wave, no dog in the fight, and say, I'm going to come on and I'm going to throw my opinion on it?
Yeah, I think I actually said that on the last podcast. I said that I don't even think that it's I think there's like a silent majority of gay people that like understand this outer rim of toxicity that is speaking for everybody. And unfortunately, they're probably in the same boat as straight people where they're just looking like, I don't know what y'all on,
right?
But I know I don't want to get caught in the crossfires. You feel me? And another reason why I think that this is kind of dangerous is because, if you're paying attention to the news, the new disease is out and it's called monkeypox.
Oh,
and
boy.
I'm just going to speak, I'm going to speak candidly about this because I believe in equality, right? So I'm not going to hold back punches for anybody. There is a certain demographic that monkeypox is affecting, okay? And that's not me wishing ill on anybody. That's not me wanting this to be that. It's just statistically speaking, scientifically speaking, that is what it is. What makes it dangerous that you cannot criticize anything from that community is that now we have to maybe sway how we would normally give medical advice to people just because it might offend somebody. And I think that that's kind of dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're willing to throw out common sense and logic for somebody's feelings. Now I have feelings too.
Right.
Y'all be hurting them, but I have feelings. So I get it. But at the same time, isn't that kind of dangerous now that we're bleeding into like health issues?
When you have to curtail or hold back certain words to not offend people, and it comes down to medical health, I think we're crossing into a very gray and dangerous area of silencing free speech.
Right.
Yeah. And it's not just the free speech in the terms of saying what I want to say and not get in trouble, but saying what has to be said and getting the point across.
Right. And like, I get the whole free speech versus hate speech, right? I get that. I really do, because there's some things I don't want to see online, right? I don't want to see freaking KKK with a blog. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we have to define our terms, because I feel like hate speech used to mean something. Hate speech used to mean something, but now it just keeps getting pushed so far to the point that now hate speech can be anything that offends me.
If you don't agree with what I'm with, it's hate. So you hating. Straight up. If you don't agree with what I'm trying to push, if you don't agree with the narrative, it's hate speech. You're going to get flagged, as we've experienced.
Yeah. And you know what? To be honest, I believe in men's mental health. I feel like we're sorely lacking behind other demographics when it comes to mental health. And I feel like part of that is the fact that we feel like we cannot speak our minds. When you feel like you can't speak your mind and speak openly and honestly, you're going to bottle it up, and it's going to be coercive to your spirit, right? So everybody else gets to talk about whatever toxic BS they want to talk about. But the minute it's coming from us, quote unquote cis, I just found out what that meant. That meant straight. Why can't people just say straight? Why did it have to become cis? I don't know, but regardless, right? Regardless, if men can't just like speak without everything that comes out of our mouth, if you don't agree with it, now all of a sudden it's like the worst thing since Hitler. Then we're boxed into these corners, and we're constantly needing to submit. And first of all, that's not in our nature, and I don't think that it's good to have a nation full of weak submitting men.
Not in our. It's weird to see how it's going this way, because you say it's not in our nature, but socially growing up, as a boy, what are you taught? When anything hurts, You know,
Oh, yeah.
You know, boys don't cry.
Yeah.
Men don't cry.
Yeah.
Walk it off.
Bottle
Tough
it
it
up.
up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
suck it up. Keep pushing.
Yeah.
And then we take that and we internalize that, you know, but somewhere along the line, there's been this major flip, and now the men are softer.
Right. I think they're softer in the wrong way though, because just from like my point of view, I feel like there's like men that are very afraid to voice their opinions because obviously we see what happens when men voice their opinions, right? So we can voice our opinions, but only if it goes along with the popular status quo. If it's genuine, if it rocks the boat, then we ain't trying to hear that. And I think that there's a lot of weak men that are tainting the waters, so to speak. I got a comment recently from somebody that said, this was a weird comment to me. They said, it seems like there's just a lot of male perspective here. And I get where she's coming from because it's true.
Yeah.
First of all, I do identify as he, him. But with that being said, you know, no one would pose that question if it was like a gay podcast or if it was a woman's podcast, right?
Right.
People would just be like, oh, okay, like they got their shit, right? Like they have their genre, they have their demographic. They're speaking women's issues, they're speaking gay issues, right? Whatever.
Right.
But why is it that now all of a sudden when men are speaking, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, there's just too much male perspective going on here.
Somehow men became equivalent to toxic.
Right.
And then you're mansplaining or you're man this. It went off the rails. Nobody cut it off at the knees when it first came out. We let it rock, you know, and then now, how do you turn back the brakes? The second you want to defend men and their quote unquote assertiveness becomes aggressiveness,
right?
And that turns into the male toxicity.
But they like that aggressiveness in certain circumstances. But we know what that is, though.
You know what that is, man. We know. But
last point on this. So when she spoke about the male perspective, okay, and mind you, I am not against other people coming on the show. In fact, believe it or not, I have been trying very hard to get gay people on here, women on here, different people on here. Mm-hmm. They got a lot to say behind text messages, though, but very few are willing to actually come on the show. If you're watching this and you want to come on the show, hey, hit me up. Let's get something going, because I am not the type of person that only wants to hear from one side. I would love more voices, but you got to also come on. With that being said, I want to ask you something. Do you feel like you have to be a representative of a certain demographic in order to speak on something? Because that's basically what she's insinuating. Like, we speak about our perspective on something about other demographics without being part of those demographics. So what do you think about that?
I would say more along today's lines, it feels that way. Like, if you're not part of this community, then you can't speak on the issues of the community. But you don't have to be part of it to see what's wrong, to see what's going on, to have an opinion.
Right.
You know? It's an opinion for a reason. It may not be what you would agree with or what you fancy, but I see it, and how I see it is how I'm going to say it.
Right. Yeah. Because it's your perspective at the end of the day, right?
Exactly.
It's not, you're not saying, when we're saying our perspective, we're not saying it's the truth.
No.
You could easily agree or disagree. We're just saying, hey, this is what I observe from my perspective. I'm saying it. You know what I mean? Basically. I don't really see the issue with that.
So I don't think I have to be gay to speak on gay issues. I don't think I have to be Chinese to speak on the assault that's going on the Chinese citizens in the country. I didn't have to be Arabic after 9/11. I seen what was going on at the 7-Eleven.
A lot of people weren't Arabic without a lot of opinions on that.
Exactly. So you could see it and you can say something about it. You can talk about it.
Yeah.
But just back up. It's my opinion, guys.
Yeah. There was a comment on the last episode, and it was from a gay male, and he said, you should really have a gay person as a representative, right? My problem with that, would he have made that comment if I only spoke good about the community? Basically, they only want a representative when they feel like it offended them, right? Now, I get where people are coming from when they say you want a representative, right? So, for instance, if there were maybe, if we were talking about maybe medical things, right? Like, I'm not a doctor, right? And I'm putting out misinformation medically, right? Okay. Now, those are one of those circumstances where you could say, hey, get a rep on here because, maybe you're spreading misinformation, right? But if you're just noticing something and you're not even negatively spreading hate speech, then I don't really see the point, because I'll be honest, there's plenty of gay people that got a lot to say about the cis men, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you'll never hear straight guys being like, you really need a representative out there, brother.
No, it just doesn't happen that way because you don't. If we have to get a representative to represent all the different aspects, we're going to start looking like the United Nations on this podcast, all right?
Facts.
We're going to have rows. We're going to have people going up 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, we don't have to be specifically part of that community. We could just observe and see what's wrong.
Yeah. And again, I totally understand that it is important to have different perspectives. Like I said, I'm trying. If you want to be one of those to come on, you know where to find me. But at the same time, do I feel like you absolutely need a representative? No, because say I did have a gay rep on the show, right?
Right.
What happens if that gay rep started agreeing with me? Oh, that's not the rep we wanted. No. That's not that doesn't represent us.
He's in our pocket. We're paying him to say that.
Yeah.
All types of conspiracy stuff that goes on.
So that's why I don't take the representative claim seriously, because what happens if that rep doesn't spew the things that you want to have said, if it doesn't fulfill your agenda? Now it's the wrong rep. Is he any less gay than you because he has a different opinion? Do gay people are gay people connected to some Vecna hive mind? No. You guys have a different opinions. There's a wide spectrum, and I don't like when people try to paint any demographic as having the same mind.
No, not at all. Not at all.
With that being said, if you've made it this far, let us know what you think. Please, for the love of God, listen, I've personally put a lot of work into this, into what I do. And for this to be all taken away because you don't like it, bruh, just unfollow or watch something else. Like, don't take what I've worked so hard for away just because you don't like it, because I would never do that to somebody else. There's plenty of things that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people I see online that I'm like, yo, this is trash. But I just keep it moving. Like
keep it pushing, man. Don't look at it. It's not for you.
Yeah.
We are talking to the people that want to listen to us. If you don't want to listen, there's a next button right there, or you swipe over, or whatever platform you're on. Just keep it pushing.
Keep it pushing. If you do like it, please support us any way you can.
Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for when we drop new episodes.
And I appreciate y'all.
We're doing a survey around the country on the way population handles themselves and speaks and deals with their friends and interact with their peers.